Since the debut of the next Mass Effect's announcement trailer from the Game Awards all the way back in 2020, Liara has been confirmed as returning, and in this video I'll be going over all the information we have so far regarding Liara T'soni in the next Mass Effect game.
Lockhart QT.
Since the ending of Mass Effect 3, Liara has been speculated to have aged into matriarch status, but recent hints at the game's plot suggest this may not be the case. There is so much mystery surrounding the story of the next Mass Effect, setting and timeline, but the few details shown off by BioWare so far have many believing it would take place hundreds of years after the events of the original trilogy. However, N7 Day 2022 teasers have some clues indicating that the next game might take place sooner rather than later, and further indications from developers within BioWare confirm that Liara will play an important role. And if Liara's returning, I do think that we could also see the return of Fessia. We've had a few teasers already from BioWare suggesting that Fessia could be returning in Mass Effect 4/5. Firstly, we have concept art shared by Michael Gambel, the game's director, via a tweet regarding the translation of the N7 Day 2022 secret transmission, as you can see on screen now. We have two different concept arts, one go over sort of the main city, and the second one is also the main city again from a different angle, showing some Turians and some Asari and Solarians walking in the city. We also have more news. Project director of the next game, Michael Gambel, as stated before, tweeted about Liara, which fueled even more speculation about her role in the next Mass Effect, which may put her in a position to help rebuild the Geth as well as the galaxy and potentially go on a hunt for Commander Shepard. The quote from N7 Day last year reads as follows: "Although they should know by now not to underestimate human defiance." And obviously, as you can see on screen from the quote, it says Liara T'soni, Doctor, Shadow Broker and Redacted. Now obviously she's a Doctor mainly in Mass Effect 1, a Shadow Broker in 2 and 3, but we don't know what Redacted is, and as of writing this we still don't know what the title is, but we can speculate. Many have wondered if Liara could be the benefactor for Mass Effect Andromeda who helped the Andromeda Initiative, and I've gone over this in a few different videos as well. However, whilst talking with people in the comments on my videos and actually going away and doing some research myself, I don't believe this to be the case, as gaining lots of money, notoriety and resources for Liara as she did in Mass Effect 2 and 3 whilst being the Shadow Broker, this only obviously appeared in Mass Effect 2 during the Shadow Broker DLC. The benefactor began sponsoring the Andromeda Initiative before the events of Mass Effect 1, meaning that the benefactor may have also learnt about the Reapers before the events of Mass Effect 1, but this hasn't been confirmed as of yet. And, of course, Liara found out about the Reapers in Mass Effect 1 with Shepard and co when fighting Sovereign and the rest of the Reapers, and then obviously in 2 and 3 was fighting the Collectors and the Reapers themselves in the Big Reaper War. So many of these events actually don't line up with the timeline of the Benefactor unless a big retcon takes place. But again, I think the Benefactor could be a big plot point in the next Mass Effect, so we'll have to wait and see. However, the Redacted title could also refer to her being a potential matriarch in the next Mass Effect. Basically, Asari matriarch, the actual stage begins around 700 years of age into their life, or earlier depending on if the individual melds rarely. So this would potentially mean that the next game could take place during the events of Mass Effect Andromeda, which is 600 years plus in the future. Matriarchs even become active in their community as sages, counsellors, dispensing wisdom for centuries of experience, which could also work for Liara and fit into her character, as well as she's not only is a Doctor and a Shadow Broker, but she's highly intelligent and highly wise, I imagine, after the events of the original trilogy. Liara's speculated Redacted role could, however, not be the benefactor, but as a Council Spectre. She's already the Shadow Broker, so the combination makes it so that she's nearly got, I guess, unlimited access to resources from all over the galaxy, because if you look at Mass Effect 2 and 3. Plus with her ties to Commander Shepard as well, and either of course Kaidan or Ashley in Mass Effect 3, this could line up with her being a Council Spectre. And this also goes into the fact that with the dialogue that we have from the transmission, she states to a unknown Geth character, of course the council will be furious, so in typical Mass Effect's main protagonist fashion, she could be going against the council. Also, given her friendship with Tali and Legion, it would make sense that Liara would volunteer her help to rebuild the Geth, which the Quarians would likely want after achieving peace with their AI creations in Mass Effect 3. But this would all have to follow the destroy ending of Mass Effect 3. This plot point could be thematically crucial to the next game, as Liara would quite obviously require a bigger role to play in it. I've also heard theories about her actually being playable in the next Mass Effect, and I've also heard theories about her waking Commander Shepard from cryosleep, or even on a mission to find him. I've also heard fan speculation, of course, as I mentioned, just about her being the main playable character of the next game. I find this very unlikely, however, as for every BioWare game, including Mass Effect and Dragon Age so far, we've always created our own characters, whether they be Shepard or Ryder. But I do think it would be cool for, if example, in the next prologue of the game, like at the start of the game, we play as Liara finding or coming into contact with the new playable character. For example, you could start off playing as Liara, and then you find Commander Shepard, and then you then create Commander Shepard, he's waking from cryosleep, and then you play as Commander Shepard for the rest of the game. This also opens a new can of worms of, in the next game, could we play as other squad mates or returning squad mates? Again, we'll have to wait and see, but I think that is a cool possibility, even if it is for a mission or two. So that's it for all the new speculation and news on Liara T'soni in the next Mass Effect game, whether it be Mass Effect 4 or 5. We know that Liara will play a big role in the next game, but we don't know exactly what it is at this time. So everyone, for more Mass Effect news, stay glued to the channel, as I've got loads of videos coming out soon. Thank you so much for watching, and what do you think of Liara T'soni? Do you think she's the benefactor? Do you think she's just going to be returning as the Shadow Broker? Do you think she's going to be a Spectre? Or do you think she's going to be a main playable character? Tell me in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and for more Mass Effect, I'll see you guys on the channel. Right, bye.